Children, Sai Ram. Welcome back to our science period. So children, this session I am going to take revision of chapter number 8, useful and harmful microbes. So already you know this lesson I had completed, isn't it? So what we studied in this lesson, can you say yes, what is meant by microorganisms and what are the useful and harmful microorganisms? These all things we studied. So once again I will take revision of this lesson. Are you ready children? This session I am going to take revision of useful microorganisms. Shall I start now? So children, what are microorganisms? Micro means minute, okay? Organisms means living things. So what is meant by microorganisms? Yes, microorganisms are minute. Range of minute it is, yes, we can't see directly. We can see with the help of microscope. That's why it is called what? Microorganisms, okay? So microorganisms are minute organisms that are invisible to the naked eye. So we can see with the help of microscope. Next one is characteristics of microorganisms. Already we discussed. Can you say yes, microorganisms are so small that they can only be seen under the microscope. These include a huge range of organisms such as, yes, say here children, bacteria, viruses, fungi, algae, protozoa. Okay, so these microorganisms include which kind of organisms? Yes, bacteria, virus, fungi, algae, protozoa, etc. These microbes can be beneficial at the same time as well as harmful in many ways. Okay, that only we are going to discuss. This session only we are discussing, yes, only useful microorganisms. Are you ready children? Where it is present in everywhere. See here, the air we breathe, the food we eat, the water we drink, the floor where we stand. Everything around us is inhabited by some or the other type of microorganisms. So children, can you say where it is present? That microorganisms are present in everywhere. Okay, they are even present inside of our body also. That also you know, isn't it? In our, yes, inside of our body also microorganisms are present. So now we will study about useful and harmful microorganisms. Now useful microorganisms. See here, these three kind of microorganisms it is in your book, that is lactobacilli, rhizobium and yeast. These are three, yes, beneficial microorganisms. That means useful microorganisms. We will see one by one. Okay, first one is lactobacilli. So see here children, this here one, yes, one diagram I have given here, that is, yes, this is, see here, what is the shape of your rod shape. So this is what bacteria, that name of the bacteria is what? Lactobacilli. Okay, in which way it is used? We will see now. See here, a minute and a rectangular, that means rod shape, okay, in shape bacteria that are anaerobic bacteria. Lactobacilli is what? Yes, anaerobic bacteria. Anaerobic means already you know, yes, without oxygen it can produce energy. So that can produce energy without the use of oxygen are called lactobacilli. So children, can you say now lactobacilli means that is what? Virus or bacteria or protozoa? Yes, that is bacteria. Lactobacilli is bacteria and it is which shape? Rod shape, okay. At the same time it is anaerobic bacteria. Anaerobic bacteria means it can produce energy without oxygen. Understood now? So in which way it is used? See here children, how is yogurt made from milk? That yogurt we are getting from milk only, okay. What exactly happened in that process? See here, yes, so that main process of that is fermentation. Fermentation means, fermentation is an anaerobic process. Okay, fermentation is an anaerobic process in which energy can be released from glucose even if oxygen is not available. See here children, fermentation is one of the important process. So that process is what? That is anaerobic process. In that process, that energy can be released from glucose even if oxygen is not available. See here, carbohydrate. Yes, carbohydrate, it is made up of, yes, starch and sugar. Okay, and here carbohydrate, here this starch and sugar, it is converted into alcohol or acid with the help of some microorganism. This process is called what? Fermentation. Okay. Children, see here how we are getting yogurt from milk. The lactobacilli converts the lactose. See here, lactobacillus means what? Yes, it is a bacteria, useful bacteria. This bacteria, what will do? Yes, this lactose, where the lactose is present? Lactose is present in the milk. Lactose is one kind of the sugar that is contains what? That is present in the milk. So that lactose is converted into lactic acid. Okay, that sugar is converted into acid. So here which sugar is converted, which acid? Yes, lactose is converted into lactic acid with the help of lactobacilli. Okay, this process is known as what? Fermentation, as I told, isn't it? So following this, after this conversion, what will happen? Following this, the pH of milk reduces. So here lactic acid is formed. So here pH level is reduces. Okay, resulting in the coagulation of milk protein. So that coagulation of milk proteins means that milk protein is getting separated. This also separates the milk proteins from the other milk constituents. This is what occurs when milk is changed to yogurt. So children understood now that lactobacilli bacteria, that milk contains what? Yes, lactose. That lactose is converted into lactic acid. So at the same time, what will happen? pH level of that milk, that pH level of that milk is reduced. So that time milk protein is separated. That process is called what? Coagulation. Okay, and so next what will happen? Yes, this also separates the milk proteins. This is what occurs when milk is changed to yogurt. Understood now? Yogurt has a specific sour taste because of lactic acid. As you know, if that acid, which taste it is? Yes, sour taste. That already you had studied in your 8th standard, isn't it, children? And the low pH help to destroy the harmful microbes found in the milk. Understood now? So that's why we are saying that yogurt is very good for our health. Understood now? Yes. Can I go to next? So children, I hope you understood now how milk is converted into yogurt and what are the important steps, isn't it? Shall I go to next? Next one is what is meant by probiotic yogurt and other foodstuffs that are popular nowadays. Nowadays we are getting lot of varieties of probiotic eatables that is very good for our health. What exactly present in that eatables? See here, useful microbes like lactobacilli are added to these eatables. Understood, children? So that bacteria, what are the uses of that? That also you know. Such eatables are healthy because they kill the harmful bacteria like Clostridium in the alimentary canal and help to improve our immunity system. Okay? Understood now? So probiotic eatables, it contains what? That useful microorganisms, that is what? Yes, lactobacilli. Okay, that's why that probiotic eatables, that is very good for our health. It will kill the harmful bacteria that like Clostridium in the alimentary canal and help to improve our immunity. Understood, children? Shall I go to next? Next one is next useful bacterium, that is Rhizobium. Okay, so here these keywords we are going to discuss, that is nitrogen fixation, symbiosis, uses of Rhizobium to farmers, rhizobial inoculation. Okay, we will see one by one. So children, you know very well nitrogen fixation. What is meant by nitrogen fixation, you know. See here, nitrogen fixation is the essential biological process and the initial stage of the nitrogen cycle. You know that nitrogen is one of the important constituent of plants at the same time as well as animals. So that nitrogen we will get from where? Yes, with the help of this nitrogen fixation process. Okay, so in this is the first process of nitrogen cycle. So that last lesson already I had thought, isn't it, children? In this process, the free form of nitrogen available in the atmosphere is converted into ammonia. That means another form of nitrogen. So the atmosphere contains 78% of nitrogen. That nitrogen we can't utilize directly. So that nitrogen is converted into nitrogenous compounds with the help of some bacteria. That is called what? Rhizobium bacteria. Okay. So atmosphere is converted into ammonia by certain bacterial species like Rhizobium, Acetobacter, etc. So children, can you say now Rhizobium is useful bacteria, useful microbes or harmful microbes? Yes, it is a useful microbes. Okay, shall I go to next? See here children, yes, this is the Rhizobium bacterium. This figure already, this diagram, it is in your textbook. Yes, this is the Rhizobium bacterium, how it is penetrate to that host plant. You will see here. Shall I go to next? See here symbiosis. What is meant by symbiosis process? Symbiosis is a mutually beneficial relationship. Okay, where that means mutually means two organisms are getting benefit. So where rhizobia that exist in the root nodules get energy in the form of carbohydrates from the plants and in exchange supply nitrates and amino acids to that plant. See here children, symbiosis means what? Yes, symbiosis means mutually beneficial. Okay, that two plants are getting beneficial. See here where the rhizobia, that already you know, the Rhizobium bacterium, that is, yes, where it is living the root nodules of the leguminous plants. So this Rhizobium also getting, yes, benefit at the same time that a host plant, that also leguminous plants also getting benefit. So that, yes, that relationship is called what? Symbiotic relationship. How it is getting benefits? See here, Rhizobia. See here children, Rhizobia that exist in the root nodules of the leguminous plant, okay, get energy in the form of carbohydrate. So the Rhizobia bacteria want energy. That energy it is getting from, yes, that from the leguminous plants. At the same time that leguminous plants want nitrogen. So that nitrogen, that means nitrogenous compounds, okay, that nitrogenous compounds it is getting from this Rhizobia. Understood children? So Rhizobia bacterium is getting energy from that host plant, that means leguminous plant. At the same time leguminous plants are getting, yes, these nitrates and amino acids from with the help of this Rhizobia bacteria. So this is the one of the best example of symbiotic relationship. Understood children? So symbiosis means what? Yes, mutually beneficial relationship. I hope you understood now. Shall I go to next? Next one is, say here, Rhizobia produce nitrogenous compounds from atmospheric nitrogen. For this process, they need leguminous plants like beans, sweet pea, soya bean, etc. Okay. So here I have given some example of leguminous plant. Can you say yes? Beans, sweet pea, and soya bean, etc. as a host. Okay, beans and pulses are rich in protein due to the nitrogenous compounds made available by Rhizobia. Now got it now? Did you get now why we are saying that beans, soya bean, it contains what? Lot of protein. Because why? Yes, these are the leguminous plant. The root nodules of the leguminous plant, what is present? Yes, Rhizobia bacteria is present. That is the reason here these are the rich in protein. Understood children? Shall I go to next? Next one is Rhizobia inoculation. So currently Rhizobial solution or powder is coated over seeds before sowing them. So nowadays we are getting, yes, Rhizobial solution or powder. Okay, powder is coated over the seeds. So that kind of seeds we are getting nowadays. Then after the sowing, the Rhizobia enter the plantlets. This process is known as what? Rhizobia inoculation. Understood children? Yes. Shall I go to next now? So children, in Rhizobium what we studied? Yes, it is a useful bacteria. And what are the important points of that? Yes. Can you say nitrogen fixation? Next one is symbiotic relationship. Next one is rhizobia inoculation. So today we studied two useful microorganisms, that is first one is lactobacilli, next one is rhizobia, and the third one is, see here children, third one is yeast. So see here, take a solution of dry yeast with sugar and water. So nowadays you will get the dry yeast from the shop, isn't it? So you have to take some amount of dry yeast and you have to add some sugar and water. So you will see that yeast convert the carbohydrates. So if you are adding the sugar, that solution contains what? Carbohydrate. So thus carbohydrate in this solution into alcohol and carbon dioxide. Okay, so you will see that yeast convert the carbohydrate in this solution into alcohol and carbon dioxide. So can you say what is the name of that process? Very good, that process is known as fermentation. Okay, so in the process of getting nutrition, so this process is known as fermentation. So what is mean by yeast? See here, yeast is a heterotrophic fungal microbe. What is meant by heterotrophic? Yes, it depends on other organism. All plants, I am telling that I told, yes, plants are, yes, autotrophic nutrition. Okay, but here yeast, a heterotrophic fungal microbe found on carbon compounds. Yeast is the eukaryotic type of cell with, yes, 1500 various species in existence. So here that yeast, it depends on other organism for their food. That's why we are saying that it's a heterotrophic fungal. Okay, it is a unicellular fungus. Yeast reproduce asexually method called budding. Understood children? Yes, yeast is what? Yes, it is a fungi. At the same time it is what? There is no chlorophyll, and here it is a heterotrophic nutrition. Okay, and here it is a eukaryotic type of cell, and it is a unicellular fungus. So we can see with the help of microscope only, and that it reproduced by which method? Or sexually method, that is called what? Budding. Okay, and what are the uses of this yeast? That all things we will study, I will discuss in next session. Understood children? So this session what we studied, what is meant by microorganisms and what are the characteristics of microorganisms, isn't it? And next one is some useful microbes we discussed in this session. That is, can you say the name? Yes, can you recall the name? Lactobacilli, next one is rhizobia, and third one is yeast. And what are the uses of lactobacilli? And next one is rhizobia. These things we discussed. And what are the uses of yeast? We will discuss in next session. Understood children? Yes. Thank you children. Sai Ram.